In each one of my postpartum journeys, I get to this point where I start to feel really stuck. This is when my baby is kind of mobile but not there 100% yet, and I am finding it really difficult to create space to be creative. Luckily, I have become really good friends with a practice called scrapbooking, and it has served me really well in each one of my postpartum journeys. I've seen a lot of people doing it, and it is always so exciting and beautiful to watch others creating these beautiful masterpieces with all of these fancy stickers and colored papers and stuff like that. But I kind of shy away from doing it that way because I really want to be able to sink into the authenticity of what it really means to scrapbook. I love being able to find little trinkets and tokens and mementos around my home that I love, and I can add to these little pieces of art that I get to create in my home. Like this paper, for instance, I got it as packaging for something I bought from one of my favorite stores in Trinidad called Mood Alive. I often add some of my artwork that I have lying around to my creations, and it brings me so much joy. You will not believe just being able to pull out some of these little pieces and add them to something else and create something new and beautiful and magical. It fills me up in a way that I cannot truly explain. I will often save pages of books that my children have destroyed, and I will cut out interesting images and save to use whenever I feel called to. And if anything interesting comes in my way, I would also save those because you never know. Being able to reuse these items also gives me a lot of comfort because if I'm keeping it here, then it's not going to add to the landfill. I can find ways to reuse packaging and books and papers. So that aspect of it also makes it even more appealing to me. That reuse and recycle aspect, it just fuels my sustainability desires. And here I have our first tincture label. I'm so proud of it. And I've also been trying to do some pressing, flower pressing, so it's also exciting to be able to add these to my creations. It's just a fun, versatile, creative practice that I find to be so expansive, especially when there is a lack of space for constant creation and creativity. I get to express my creative vision even in these small ways, and I am so grateful for that. Sometimes I have to fiddle with it a bit because I really don't know, where I'm going with this. I'm kind of just gathering supplies and then putting things on paper and seeing how everything comes together. I may have like a small idea that I want a particular feel, and I just try to create that in putting things together in a pleasing way. there is also the potential for it to be quiet and meditative because I'm often sitting in silence and stillness when I am putting all of my images together. And as a mother of three, that quiet time is like, I've been needing it. I've been needing it. I also want to give some context on this painting that is featured prominently. I used it as an exploration of skin bleaching and identity issues with melanin dominant people because it is something that, it's really interesting that we would do something like that to ourselves. I decided to give her a little crown as a sort of remembrance, as a way to honor all of those who struggle with identity issues. Sometimes you have to do a lot of tinkering in this creative process to get everything to kind of fit and line up the way that you want it to. And I choose to see that as a reflection of mothering and postpartum in particular, that sometimes I have to, shift and switch things up in order for everything to come together and work together well for me in this time. I am nearing the end of my process, and all in all, I am pleased with how everything turned out. And I would like to encourage you, if you are a mama in postpartum who is struggling with your creativity and struggling with finding time and space for creating, please consider scrapbooking, journaling. All of these are wonderful ways that we can tap into your creative energy, even with the complexities of postpartum. Mahalo for being here, and I look forward to connecting with you in another one of these. I do trust that you enjoyed this offering.